Hi, Capricorns. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a singles prediction with no past, no exes, with some charm, some initials, some clues, some evidence. What is it that Spirit has for you? Who is coming your way? Any clues that Spirit wants you to know? So let's call in our spirit guides. Let's use this reading to help you to manifest a love that you are worthy and deserving of, or to confirm a love that has come into your life recently. So for my Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, I call upon you, Spirit, for some loving energy. What is it that we need to hear today? What is it that you have for us? I am listening for you now. Let's see what we have. I have baggage. Letting baggage go on both sides. There's nothing worse than meeting somebody who you can feel it being pulled down. You can feel them, kind of dumping all their stuff on you. And you're like, you got too much stuff. You're carrying too much stuff about your past, like, I don't want to hear about your ex. I don't want to hear about your divorce. I don't want to hear about that somebody, was, treated you wrong. You gotta get rid of that stuff. So you want to be careful. Watch out for those. I mean, eventually you want to know kind of what somebody went through, but if somebody's dumping all their stuff on you, all their resentments and regrets, probably not a good start. So keep your eyes and ears open for something like that. I have dressing up, an opportunity to dress up, fun times ahead. I always say dressing up and showing up, even when you don't feel like you want to, okay? Sometimes you just have to do it. You get yourself up and out and go. And then guess what? Once you're out there, you have a good time. It's the thought of getting up and dressed. Like somebody says, hey, you want to go out tonight? And you're sitting in your comfy pants and you're like, I'm pretty comfortable right here. I think I'm just going to stay in. But you know what? You say, okay, yeah, that sounds fun. I get dressed, I get showered, I look good, I smell good. I'm going to see my friends. I'm going to go out and be surrounded by other people. Energy gives you energy. Okay. So it's kind of like the person who, the more they do, the more they get done. So surround yourself with energy. Put yourself in situations where it's an energetic atmosphere. People are talking, people are dancing, people are, engaged. So it just creates energy around you. So dress up and show up, even if you don't want to. Get yourself out there. I have an adventure. Seek adventure together. It adds excitement. They're saying don't be afraid to make a decision. So they could be putting a choice in front of you very soon. It could be, do I take this path? Do I take this detour? Do I allow this person into my life? Do I spend more time with this person? So I'm going to go with this feeling for a second of decisions, that I'm going to be making a decision one way or another, which direction I want to go. I have individuality. Be wary of possessive partners. Maintain your individuality. So there's a little bit of two red flags happening on both sides of these energy cards. There's the baggage person, and then there's the person who, I don't want to say wants to own you, but is trying to control you somehow. It's them deciding on where to go. It's them deciding on when we're going to see each other or not see each other. I don't know. Part of you, maybe that's the decision. Maybe it's like this person's got a little bit too much stuff. And maybe they're not the right person for you. So it could be Spirit's way of saying, choose wisely. Don't waste your time on the wrong guy. Wait for the right one. So there's a sense of the right one or the wrong one. Okay. But sometimes we have to say no. Sometimes we just have to say, I can't see it. And no is okay. Saying no is probably a good thing because it gets you closer to a yes. Okay. I've got dreams. Look to your dreams. They hold all the answers that you seek. Don't give up on the thought that you are going to be with the love of your life or your soulmate or the right one. Okay. I'm going to go with the right one comes along because I feel like that's something you're struggling with. Like, I just can't meet the right one. I meet a lot of people, but I'm not necessarily meeting somebody that I click with or that really holds my attention. So you could be struggling a little bit with that. But it just means you haven't met the right one yet. That's all. It just hasn't happened yet. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So I've got a 9 of Swords. Yeah, we're going to let that worry go that there's not the right one out there. I have a 7 of Wands. You don't give up. Don't give up. Dress up and show up. I have the Hanged Man. I have a Hermit. So you're struggling, is how I feel. You're struggling with the weight. You're struggling with the when, the how, the who. Let it go. You've got to, bottom of the deck, Knight of Pentacles. You've got to surrender to divine timing just for today. Okay. And then maybe again tomorrow. And then do that every day. This feeling of something is holding me back or it's just not happening. You got to live your life completely and fully and just allow the universe to continue to work around you. I have a High Priestess, your spiritual energy. I love this. The world, it's opening up. I have an 8 of Pentacles. That just came into me, possibly for some of you connecting to somebody through work. Okay. You meet through work, your colleagues. You might not necessarily work in the same company, but maybe you meet through some kind of business, networking event, something like that. They're saying socializing, like business after hours or some kind of business event. It could be conferences, things like that. I have a Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm going to go for some of you that it's kind of a work related. Ace of Swords. I like that because it feels like an intellectual connection at first. It feels like we have a lot in common. We have a lot to talk about. We are both very, very probably into our careers. We can play off of each other. So I would say that for some of you, it could be connected to work. The other thing that could be going on is that we both want the same things. We just are working towards the same goals. When we talk about our future. We talk about what it is that we want, where we're headed, what's important to us, where we put our priorities. So I do feel like we have I almost feel like the same playing field. So there's a sense of we're playing by the same rules. We both want this. We both want the same thing. And maybe that's the decision. The decision is that maybe somebody else, you liked them a lot, but we weren't on the same page as far as what we wanted for our future, whether it's commitment, living together, sharing a life together, so even if one thing is off, it's off. If you kind of keep going back to it and saying there's something, not quite in alignment, you're hoping, they say, oh, I'll never get married again, but you would like to be married again, or you'd like to be married. And they're like, oh, I'll never do that. But you're kind of hoping that they'll change their mind. It's kind of off. You're taking kind of rolling the dice that you somehow can change their mind on something like that. And you might not be able to. So you want to both be wanting the same thing is how it feels. I have indulgence. That came into me as spoil you. There's a sense of I'm gonna, okay, I'm gonna spoil you. And it could be somebody who's just a giver, somebody who's a gift giver, somebody who's very generous, somebody who likes to do things for other people, make you happy. Like doing things for you makes me happy. So you could have somebody that's very, very generous with either time, their emotions, their energy, and possibly gifts. I mean, it doesn't mean they're buying your love, but they could stop and get you a little something, or they see flowers at the grocery store and they throw them in their cart, So it could be something simple like that. I have divine timing is at work. I love it. We want divine timing. I have introspection. So that was a feeling of there's a deeper me that I'm going to let you see. That tells me that I've got somebody who is going to allow you on the inside to get to know them and not be afraid, or they'll be vulnerable. They'll be able to, you'll see the deeper person, and that there's only you. I love that. That nobody holds a candle to you. There's I'm not interested in anybody else, and 100% you know that to be true. They're not checking anybody else out. They're not calling people on the phone. There's nothing going on behind the scenes. There's only you. And I think that for those of you that have ever gone through somebody playing the field or seeing if the grass is greener on the other side, I feel like that's like right up there. I have to be the only one. I'm sorry. I have to be 100% sure that I'm enough for you, right? So I think that that's confirmed with that card. I would say that is confirmed. I have lust, totally into you. I have I'm yearning for you. I miss you when I'm not with you. Okay, maybe I don't see you every day of the week. Maybe we only see each other on the weekends, and I really wish we could see each other more often. I blocked off my past. That came into me as I've blocked off everybody else. I'm no longer available. I'm exclusive. I only want to be with you. So we could be transitioning to, for somebody, that decision that I felt early on was that we're making up our mind that we don't want to be with anybody else, and that this is going to be everything that I want. So we could be deciding that we're not going to be with anybody else and be exclusive. That's important. And a karmic partner. So we could have good karmic partners. We can have difficult karmic partners. And bottom of my deck is sanctuary. How about you're my sanctuary? You're the place that I want to go to when I need to be comforted. You're the place that I can go to feel safe. Okay, so you could feel really safe in this person's arms. You could feel, I just like to be alone with you. As simple as that. I don't, yes, you want other people in your life, but I love being with you. Let's get some charms. Let's get some initials. Let's see if we can get a handful of clues. So let me grab these little dice, and we'll get a handful of these. So first initials, last initial, spirit. What is it that you have for us today? The letter H. I have an X. I have an I. I have the letter Q. I have a V. I have an S. I have an X. I have an M, B. I have a letter A. I have a G. I have a Z, and I have a letter I today. Okay, so first initial, last initial for somebody maybe on your mind. And then let's see what my charms are saying, see if we can get some intuitive messages with the charms, some clues. I always like to see if we get some additional clues. Spirit, I've got this big, it's got like, God, a ton of charms. So let's see what they say. All right. Beautiful. All right, let's see. Let's start with letters. What's this guy? I have an H. I think that's the only letter. Okay, so I have high heels, but that came into me more as I think you're sexy. Okay, so somebody who I'm going to put the lips. I have big lips with it. I have a feeling that whoever this is, male or female, like probably says you're super sexy to me, like just thinks to themselves like, wow. Okay, so very attracted to you, very attracted. I have a Libra energy. I have a moon and a star. I'm over the moon. I'm excited about you. The universe brought us together. I can feel the universe working now, they're saying. What is this? This looks like a lock. It looks like a lock with all these hearts on it. So you've got my heart. I would say it that way. You definitely have captured me. I have a feeling this person's going to be very, very in love with you. I do. I think that there's certain relationships where I admire you, I adore you. You can see it in that person's eyes, the way they look at their person. They're just like infatuated, so I really feel like this person's going to fall very deeply in love with you, and the feelings will be mutual, but you will feel so loved. You will feel special. You'll feel beautiful, handsome, whatever, like you're going to feel like this person really is attracted to you. I have a wolf that came into me as a lone wolf, that this person had seen themselves as a lone wolf for a long time. They could have been single for a long time. Maybe they gave up on meeting somebody and they just said, it's going to take a lot for me to meet the right person, but they weren't going to settle. And they're just, I think that's why they're so in love with you. Sometimes you just appreciate it, especially if you waited for it for a long time and it's right and it's working. I just feel like you appreciate it so much more. I have a beautiful heart, and then I have these heart glasses. I'm going to say there's something about the way that this person looks at you that everybody else can see it. They see that 10:10 on the clock when I'm recording this. I'll take that angel number 2. That it's one of those things where your friends say, I wish somebody would look at me that way. I wish my husband would look at me that way, or my boyfriend or girlfriend would look at me that way. It's just kind of these like stars in their eyes, they're just infatuated. So they're going to be very much in love with you. I have 2 phones. Look at this. That's nice. I'm just going to go with expect a call. I feel like if this isn't come into your life, somebody's going to be reaching out to you very, very soon. So those 2 phones, this kind of back and forth on the phones happening now. So I'm going to go with that. I do have a blow dryer. So I've makeup, blow dryer, a little bit of a cosmetology energy there. Fashion world, makeup artist, hairstylist, things like that. That could be a career. That could be just things I'm really interested in. I'm really interested in fashion, makeup, style. I just have a great sense of style. That could be something I love. I have this beautiful little bow, pink bow, a little bit of a girl energy, daughter energy coming into me. And then I have a little pink lollipop. So I'm going to say somebody could have a daughter, okay, or a daughter in the future. But there was a little girl in my life, or is a little girl in my life. So I'm gonna put that out there also. Okay, so expect a call. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Things are getting started. Okay, Spirit, can I have some additional messages? When is this coming? Let's do that. When is this coming? I have a February energy. That could be a birthday month also. I have within 6 months, we could know. I have March. A lucky charm there, a lucky clover, 4-leaf clover. I have in the winter. Okay. You can meet somebody now, and possibly by the winter time, you're kind of settling down with that person, knowing that you're not going anywhere. It takes 6 months or so to know that you really want to stay with somebody, I would say. I have next week, and I like the gears. There's like gears in the background, almost this feeling of the wheels are spinning, and somebody's thinking about you, and I can't wait to reach out to you and make a call, something like that. So that could be going on as well. Spirit, can I have just how about some handful of loving messages? What is it that you want us to know? What are the feelings around this connection? Let's see. You're worth the wait. Yeah, I have a feeling somebody has been waiting a long time for this, and we're going to appreciate it all that much more. It's so good with you. I never want to leave. I'm just so happy I found you. That's really what's going to happen. Being with you makes me feel 10 feet tall. You make me feel beautiful. You make me feel sexy. You make me feel handsome. I feel good about myself. I'm ready to level up our relationship. I love that. So we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to keep going. I feel like we'll go all the way to commitment. So I'm going to put this out into the universe. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. I want to thank you for being here. If you're new to my channel, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Claim it, own it, it's yours. If you would like to book a private reading with me, please visit my website, CathyMamolen.psychicmedium.com. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed your reading. We'll see you all again real soon.